like right away. So I feel like Kindred for me is scarier compared to like to Graves, mainly because of the ultimate of the kit that
Lamb's Respite.
the Lamb's Respite, the kit it brings onto like certain situations on certain team fights. But then with this, there's what you want. There's a Taric
There you go.
in the game.
Infused Esports heard my call and they have answered my prayers. Okay, Asurai, you asked for the Taric, we'll give you the Taric.
And the thing is, the reason why you'd want a Taric in your team is like it's like another Lamb's Respite, but only it's difficult to pull off. It's because just as I've said, it has a channeling time. It doesn't happen instantly compared to like Lamb's Respite. You get it off on the field right away compared to the R of the Taric. And the thing that I like about Taric is I'm quite curious what ADC they can pick. JRM is a really good Lucian player. Lucian plus a Taric is one of my favorite matchups, mainly because you put the W onto the Lucian, then you relentless pursuit on whoever is in front of you, then you dazzle. You get an instant stun because it's easier to land because you're close to your opponent. So I really like a Taric and a Lucian pick, and also Lucian is one of JRM's best pick. I have called him a Lucian Lord even
Before.
from way back.
Yeah.
Spring split pa of the pro gaming series. So this is not going to be a surprising luck if they ever do pick this up for themselves. Meanwhile, I'm not really sure of ZXC's pick here. It's also because he's quite flexible as well. I've seen him play in Azir. He might play in Azir again because he's more comfortable there. LeBlanc definitely not open, but for Light, he is gonna pick up this Rise.
Could actually go for
JLC. It can actually be a gangplank
in the mid lane. Yeah, I think it's possible.
Okay, so if it's gonna be their usual last picking for Light again, I guess it's okay. But the Mind Games is here for the draft of Imperium Pro Team. They have the ability to like, okay, we're gonna first pick Rise, but we're gonna let you think it might be Light's pick. But because we have seen Light really, really effective on these flanks for Rise, the double TP system can work in this comp if ever they are gonna push through it. Meanwhile, Poisanity not picking up any sort of like a Braum or a Trundle. Of course, Trundle is bad. No Braum this time. They're gonna aim for the Janna. So it is gonna be a gangplank, and it's gonna be on
Mid lane.
the mid lane. So
Yeah.
not gonna be a double TP system here, cause Rise isn't gonna be in the mid lane. Cause I usually see like this style of IPT. If ever Light does pick up the Rise, double TP, then the really nice flanks and salitan split push for Imperium Pro Team. But we're not gonna see that here. Have we seen Light on a gangplank before?
I believe I have.
But it's not that rare. I mean, it's not that common, rather.
Yeah, but we'll see. I mean, lots of mid laners love to go gangplank.
Yeah,
I
actually,
mean,
Yume does play
Yeah.
Gangplank.
definitely.
Chalk does play Gangplank as well.
Well, why not Light play gangplank?
Yeah, it's surprising. But he's like more famous for like other picks like Corki mid and
Well, this is what.
Azir.
Yeah, I think this is where like Imperium Pro Team beats out other teams. Like they're not afraid to use their mass champion pool because they know how to use it
Yeah,
in these
exactly.
competitive type of scenarios, and it's showing right now because. Again, I haven't seen like a Rise top and a Gangplank mid in quite some time
In
already.
a long time, actually.
Yeah.
So I'm really, really excited about this matchup. Hey, obviously, really comfortable with the Caitlyn pick, and gonna harass the Lucian for. I'm gonna try. No, not trade, but more on the harass side.
Maybe there's going
with the
to
Eye of
be
the
the lane
Storm.
swap.
Maybe the lane swap, then fast push top, then we'll see though. We'll see. I mean,
It's definitely a thing because, like you said already, there's too much harass from the side of Hate as well as Poisanity. Definitely on a double range champion. Plus, we did see a while ago that Ezreal, I think, almost the same attack range as the Lucian, even
Mhm.
with the Mystic Shot not being able to trade effectively with Hate, and Hate just getting like really good free hits, especially with the Braum.
Yeah.
But I think that's gonna be the same scenario here again with Eye of Storm, like you said, from the Janna boosting up the AD of
Yeah.
that Caitlyn, especially on the 7th hit with the passive hit. That's just going to put so much hurt on the JRM here. So this may be going to be, the lane swap here for the side of Infused Esports. I think that might be the safer way, and then go for the 4-man push on top lane. Maybe we'll see.
Yeah, and I think the JRM and Akil lane might go really. They do have the ability to go aggressive onto Caitlyn actually, because despite Caitlyn's like long range, you can actually just close gap it in, land the dazzle stun along with the combined bastion, just close gap and just immediately dish out the fast DPS along with your passive, just the skill rotations coming in from the Lucian plus the what do you call this, plus the Taric with a mode of sustain here in the bot lane if ever we do see a standard 2v2 for Caitlyn, Janna, and then Lucian and the Taric. But then if you think about it, they don't have like a legit tank like on Imperium Pro Team's side. It's like everybody is pretty much squishy, but the thing that I like about their comp is that they do have some sort of sustained team fight. For example, the Lamps Respite is gonna be there for you to last longer, and if ever they want to join in the party, you go click Monsoon, get out of my Lamps Respite, and then you guys are in safe haven, and then the rest of the people that are leeching out to just survive as well. It's just gonna be outside of the range, and then you can probably finish them off. But the beautiful thing about Infused is that I also have a mode of pushing you away from that zone, and that is the Azir. But most likely ZXC, to be more effective, I want it to be used as an initiate or an aggressive type and not a defensive type. But if you look at it, they don't have that much options in terms of disengage. It's only the Azir. For them to start a fight, I'd heavily rely on Gertrude on the Echo, plus the what's their support? The Taric for the stun, then follow it up with everything else that they have got. But to me, ZXC on the Azir, I really want to see more plays around that guy. Not using it defensively, not using it passively. But if you think about it, it's just too risky. But because they don't have a really solid disengage. But if you think about it, they also have the Taric ult. Let's not forget that into the equation as well. So it's like fields of invulnerability and sustained team fights and really prolonged fights, just so all of you guys can stay alive with this both comps combined.
Yeah, and there we go. We're in the Summoner's Rift, ladies and gentlemen. That concludes, of course, the analysis here from our own Riku PH.
Yeah.
And now, again, this is Game 2 in this Best of 2 series between Infused Esports versus Imperium Pro Team. So for the blue side, once again, it's going to be Infused in top lane. Gertrude on the Echo. Hechiza will be our Graves in the jungle. ZXC shall be our Azir for the second time in the mid lane. In the bottom lane duo, we have, of course, GRM on the Lucian, and its support shall be Akil on the Glamour Man, fancy Taric.
Yes, and on the red side, we have Imperium Pro Team. In the top lane, we have JLC with the Rise. In the jungle, we have Suez with the Kindred. In the mid lane, we have Light with the Gangplank. And for the bottom lane duo, we have Hate with the Caitlyn. And for the support, we have support. We have Poisanity on the Janna. Yay. Yay, it's like a mini yay.
You're actually seeing your main champion being played.
But she got nerfed along with Lulu. I'm really sad about that.
Maybe like Poisanity will say, even if she's nerfed, I'm gonna play her.
Because the kit is still there.
Yeah, exactly.
The kit is still there. The important kits is still there. So in case like they try to go in, the only thing that I imagine, you're looking at Taric, huh?
Yes, I am.
That's the Bloodstone Taric.
But it's still fabulous.
Yes, it is.
Taric.
He looks like a vampire with that skin color.
Hence the term Bloodstone.
Okay, fine.
Okay, so we have here the spooky Gangplank. We have the
Gravelord
Azir. So it's all about, being dead. Are these guys like, hurt me on the inside? Oh, iniwanan niya ako. What am I supposed to do?
Oh my god, are you going Hugot again? Jesus Christ. Oh my god.
I never go away from the Hugot. It hasn't appeared in a long time.
Yeah, actually. Welcome back, Hugot Asurai. Meanwhile, let's go back here in the top lane. This is a pretty okay matchup in terms of, you know,
Yeah.
Rise can actually farm safely, but in
Yeah,
terms
and
of
trade well with JLC, I think. Like,
Yeah.
if he goes in with the phase dive, you can go.
W,
Yeah, the Runic
Root.
Prison.
yeah, the Rune Prison,
Rune Prison.
and just walk away casually. But the thing is, later on, he's gonna be really annoying with his low cooldown spells. So
Speaking
Yeah.
of being annoying, he's trying it right now with the Time Winder, just slapping on some damage onto JLC there in the top lane. As in the bottom lane, it is going to be, you know, the damage there. Here comes Suez, uses the red buff, and there's so much damage onto ZXC. He still has his barrier, but they can flash in for the last hit. He goes in, first blood there for the jungler of Imperium Pro Team, and he even walks away with his life.
that's the beauty. I mean, I really love the rotations by Suez, really maximizing the red buff. I remembered before, Hechizo, what he tried to do is try to steal like the red buff and then utilize it well, and then just roam all over the map. I think I forgot what tournament that was, probably Nexus King. But then yeah, right now it's just Suez with the early level 2 gank catching ZXC off guard with that. And imagine the pathing was really well
Placed.
placed, and then
Yeah.
he's now starting with the blue buff is already down. He probably still has the red buff in his hands. Can probably start something
Yeah, I
or
think
be annoying
that
because
was
there's no
also-
vision.
That
Yeah.
was- I think that was also like the communication there for Suez. Like, you know that as an Azir, you can push out a little bit the gangplank there. So he was overextended for a certain amount of time, and then when Suez was already with that red buff in level 2, he was already set to go with the
Yeah.
W and the dancing arrows.
Yeah, the reason why the pathing is my favorite kasi you really utilize this red buff because none of you guys really have hard CCs in the first place. So might as well. Okay, there's a stun.
Just the stun, and even actually baits out the trap there from the Caitlyn. If Akil might have stepped on that, would have netted the kill. Might have netted the kill there for the double range duo here of Imperium Pro Team. GRM not gonna be hindered by the traps, but hold that thought as he takes so much damage from just the one trap and the auto attacks from the Caitlyn, as well as that Janna in the bottom lane.
Yeah, I also like Gertrude's play style of actually going aggressive the moment he reached level 2. Let's take advantage of that. JLC will not be able to like get the Rune Prison. Of course, his first skill will most likely be E or a Q. But then, yeah, level 2 spike, harass him right away. So just in case he gets his skills in, or just try to get him eat some potions so early on, so that he'll have trouble staying in lane. Meanwhile,
Wow, speaking of trouble, on the double is going to be Suez going against Hechizo, but Hechizo not even backing down as Light is here, forces him to flash away. Here comes the barrel, but it's just a barrel.
yes, it's
Nothing-
not gonna explode.
But here comes ZXC wanting to explode onto Suez there, follows through with the end of the line, puts lots of damage onto Suez right there. Here comes Gertrude in the back line. Might he go for the flash? Oh, he actually uses it already. Doesn't have the phase dive to go over the wall. Uses Time Winder. There's the poke from ZXC, and that's going to be the first kill for Infused Esports in this second game.
That was a really nice response coming in from Infused. Obviously, the numbers game they did not expect Gertrude to go there.
Ooh.
Oops, Akil almost dead there, and there's the Q in. Are they actually baiting this? Hate has no mana to do any movement so far aside from trying to push this lane.
But there's no more heal for JRM, so that bait doesn't feel like it's going to be a bait if, like, if it crits in
they
the...
got baited
Yeah.
instead to use the heal. Okay, another
my
ZXC.
god, the damage from Light is just too real.
Yeah, and meanwhile, the play there in the mid lane was actually a really nice call from Infused. They were very confident that they can actually take someone out. Suez obviously did not have a flash anymore. They were aware that the flash has been used from the gank earlier. So with the slow from Hechizo, Lugi nga eh. Suez did not have red. Hechizo had his. So of course, in terms of like exchanging all these auto attacks onto each other, of course, I'd have to put it on Hechizo, and of course ZXC. Na outnumbered sila dun. They did not see that coming. ZXC having a hard time
Damn,
again.
the combo from Light, domino effects on this powder keg is just too real. Here comes JLC for the backstab as well as Suez. There you go. ZXC gonna be followed through by the ultimate of the gangplank as well as the flash and Rune Preserve from this rise, and that's going to be an easy pick off onto the mid laner of Infused Esports. Hechizo Gonna be spotted out by that ward. Uses the ward by himself as well to spot out Suez right there. He's not gonna get caught out here. There's no more flash for JLC to actually go in aggressive. But it might be Gertrude gonna be followed through as Suez and JLC look to hunt the boy who shattered time.
Whoop.
He's actually gonna shatter onto JLC, gets the kill onto him. He didn't even expect the damage here, and now it's going to be a 2v1 situation here. No ultimate for Suez as he uses the Chrono Breaker there to at least give himself more HP. Gertrude almost gets the double kill, but Hedges are gonna be a real pal and gonna go, KS kills the here with that collateral damage onto Suez.
Hot damn! Impressive move by Infused. You can see the patience from Hechizo. He was right there at the side, on the riverside, patiently waiting. I think he was aware that these two are planning a gank there, and they just waited. They trusted on Gertrude, and it really worked. I mean, they got outplayed there. Great job by Infused. Sneaky tactics, and it definitely was on their side. Aside from getting 2 kills, they got a turret. Nothing has to be sacrificed there. Although, even though this bot lane is sort of like having a hard time, they're not really giving away kills. But then if you think about it, the CS is on Hate's side. The gap is just too
much,
too large actually.
Yeah,
but
uses
then
the ultimate there though to clear out the minions, but doesn't 100% do that. No, like you said already, 48 to 76. That's a pretty big CS gap here for the bottom lane.
Well, right now with with the top lane being ruined, it gives a lot of room for Gertrude to actually try to roam around and make some plays, help assist, probably bot lane or maybe mid lane, because these two lanes that are very important in producing the DPS for their team is gonna have a hard time if ever they try to contest objectives around towers or around the dragon. Because yeah, sure, Gertrude really scary at this point, but Light plus Hate also scary as well. So
look at that Sheen parlay from Light though, just putting the hurt onto ZXC. Now it looks like a kill here might get caught out, gets spotted out by the trap as well as the Howling Gale. Even Suez here to join the party, and he'll get the last hit there onto a kill. And that's going to be maybe the free dragon here for the side of Imperium Pro Team. Now they're on the hunt looking for JRM, and JRM's not going to have any of that as he just backs off from his bot tier 1. No backup whatsoever here for his teammates, so he has no right to stay on that turret unless he wants to get baited or, just dove upon. Here comes a 3-man gank onto Light, goes in onto ZXC, almost gets the snipe onto him, but Light is still tanking the damage. Here comes Poisanity, not even close to killing Light there. 140 HP, uses the Monsoon, and Gertrude is in a world of hurt. He has no more Chrono Breaker, he will go down to Light, and that was... what the hell? He survived a 3-man gank and almost gets the kill onto ZXC.
that is just amazing. Imperium Pro Team is practically everywhere. I swear, 4 people were down at bot, and then suddenly 4 people are now in the mid lane. They were supposed to immediately kill Light. What went wrong is ZXC's Emperor's Divide. I feel like the gank could have been better. And they invested 3 people there. They invested a lot of spells, a lot of ultimates, but then IPT Light managed to turn it around. What I'm worried about is for Infuse as well. The level gap is apparent here. Level 9 Light versus... okay, he's level 8 now. He really was level 7. Okay, never mind.
It doesn't really matter. He just leveled up.
Scaling matters, and damage matters. What?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
There's the stun onto Hate right now, and the damage onto him might matter enough. No, it gets damage there onto JRM. Flashes away to sees the teleport there off to Gertrude. Gets the stun onto Hate, but here comes Suez in the backline. Just gonna go in man mode with the Kindred. Puts the damage onto a kill there. Knockout from the Howling Gale would just position a kill for an instant decimation from the side of Imperium Pro Team. There is the ultimate from Hatches, sniping his Suez from the backline, but here comes JLC using the ultimate, using the Runic Prison, and he will just use everything with the shotgun rise here to get the kill onto JRM, but that gives the double kill for Hatches out there. Here comes Gertrude as well as ZXC looking for more kills for the side of Infused Esports, but that's not going to be the case as they will be able to disengage from that clash. or that skirmish in the bottom lane, as Light here in the mid lane is just happy farming 98 to 80 in terms of CS, and looks like he wants to break this mid tier 1 already, but will he be able to do so in time, as Infused Esports are still working on that bot tier 1.
Yeah, Tarek is on his way to try and make something happen here. Maybe a slight tap of Dazzle onto Light. Just normal attacking the minions. But meanwhile, that was great from Infused, actually. I feel like that great turnaround, I think Imperium Pro Team probably was confident. I like Gertrude's teleport as well. Parang to the rescue for my teammates. I think Light was a 5v4, correct? They're in the bot lane.
No Light whatsoever.
Yeah, no Light whatsoever. They weren't able to, what do you call this? Make something happen, even though they thought that they were the ones. I actually thought Imperium Pro Team was about to win that because they had no vision on the riverside and they were being really aggressive. So they didn't see like other people come in, but then the teleport really saved it all.
That's the weakness here, I would think, from the side of Imperium Pro Team. There's a lot of damage on their side, but then when they go one by one, they're too easy to go against. I mean, they have some form of ability like tumbles from Suez, movement speed boost from the ultimate of JLC. But other than that, there really isn't, a lot of they can do when they get caught out by the side of Infused Esports, especially when Gertrude can just stick onto somebody because, well, he's an Echo.
Yeah, and, well, the low cooldowns, the Merc Treads as well is going to help him out, try to be stickier, but meanwhile, there's the net and everything. JRM still having a hard time catching up with that CS, but I guess that's the first dragon that Infused want to contest.
Looks for the stun. Gertrude here has some HP with the Spectre's Cowl, but he's just going to use his ultimate immediately right off the bat as he is a little bit scared of the 3 members of Imperium Pro Team who are here. JRM uses his ultimate to push us out Suez there, and now Infused Esports have control of this dragon. Will they be pushing through this as JLC, like this already, has used his ultimate, so there will be no teleport whatsoever from the top laner of the IPT roster here.
Wow, that was well played by Infused, actually zoning away the Kindred. They were a bit hesitant, of course. I think it's because JLC does not have the teleport. Meanwhile, the rest of Infused are present, are nearby. So if ever they do try to contest the dragon, they might get outnumbered and they might get outplayed. And yeah, the numbers game really scary. Infused really doing it now compared to like the previous game. They're making things work now with their comp.
Definitely, as well, Gertrude has been the man stepping up for his team. I mean, the kills are onto Hedgehog, but if it wasn't for Gertrude's flank plays as well as his initiates, I think Imperial Pro Team might be, running away from this one.
Yeah, and they do have the advantage, but the gold lead, of course, is still on Imperium Pro Team's side. But if you think about it, they have a really nice setup in terms of, turning things around whenever IPT tries to start something and tries to be aggressive. I think they can easily get punished. It's due to the fact of the Taric ultimate for the outplay in terms of, channeling it early for all the damage being dealt, especially with like the cannon barrage of the Gangplank comes in and all the when JLC activates his ultimate. Okay, hold that thought.
Alright, hold that thought as Gertrude there gets caught out just by a little bit there. He'll be able to phase dive away from his opponents as Suez. Looks like he wants to get control of that Rift Scuttler, the Taunty. If you guys do remember what it's called. Here comes JLC, goes in as he just decimates the HP of JRM here, blasts him to infinity and beyond. But here comes the clash around the Baron area here. There's the ultimate onto Hatchizel, gets blocked by a kill, and Light is just following through with this Gangplank. I mean, he's pretty beefy right now, but he's not the best of tanks. But this 4v4 in that Baron side area is just working wonders for the side of Imperium Pro Team, as of course they had no damage either from the side of Infused Esports because JRM was in that bottom lane.
The scaling of Imperium Pro Team is very scary if you think about it. There's the Rise, there's the Kindred, there's the Gangplank as
19 stacks on the Devourer.
Hot damn.
11 more.
So the damage can be really overwhelming at this point. Rift Herald being taken right now, so Infused JRM has to really be careful because at this point JLC very confident now in doing these duels against these solo farmers, solo split pushers at this point. And Hate just comfortable actually doing the same thing as JRM does. Vision is actually planted
For
for Imperium Pro Team. Yeah, for
Yeah.
Hate to actually try to push and try to make the moves. And if ever they wanna try and push down this bot lane, actually no objectives can be taken so far. Later pa,
Oh.
are they gonna plan to flank? Because there's a pink ward right here. There's a pink ward there, and there are deep wards as well in the blue side. So if they wanna make a flank play, it's actually not available yet because it's 20, not yet 20 minutes.
Yeah,
But
for the
then
home
it
guard.
is still possible if you catch them off guard.
It is kind of possible. There's a slow on to Suez. Backs off immediately. That he sees the teleport coming in from Gertrude there. Gets cancelled by Gertrude. But I think, of course, the teleport being used already is just one less utility for the side of Infused Esports as, well, Imperium Pro Team.
That was a great
Yeah.
bait by Imperium Pro Team. Now JLC is free to
Hedges
do
up.
whatever he does.
Here comes JLC with the ultimate. Will he catch? Uses the cannon barrage from the help of light there. Uses the rune prison, but Hedgiso is still running. Here comes Suez from the backline, but there he goes. DXE just stops away at the Kindred right now, and that's going to be Infused Esports just, disengaging from this fight. JLC actually runs past the members of Infused Esports, and Infused not gonna even take a bite at it as, well, there's just too much at risk if they try to do something like that, as Haith was around that vicinity, I think a while ago.
Yeah, Hate being Hate, split pushing, of course, definitely this is
It's
gonna
not,
go down.
It's not Haith if it's not split pushing.
Yeah, okay.
Stun onto the Caitlyn. Here comes JRM, but the damage from Haith is just too real even without the support. Here comes the teleport that I was talking about. JLC with the backstab, looks for it, gets trapped by JRM, or JRM gets trapped there, and there's the second hit by Haith, gets the second kill of that skirmish right there, 2-0 in favor of Imperium Pro Team. ZXC here, he's looking right at JLC. You don't want to do that. He gets obliterated, and it's now only Hatches on Gertrude trying to survive powder cakes from light exploding onto the members of Infused Esports. Only one man remaining, and that's going to be Gertrude.
So there comes the Caitlyn traps, and very, very speechless. I mean, even though JLC was exhausted, it didn't matter at all. He's just pretty
Ultimate
ahead.
has the chrono break, but goes in range of Hate, gets decimated there by Light. JRM using his ultimate, gets caught up for the second time, and the Zephyr fade away from Poisanity. That's a play there that you're gonna be happy about when you do it on a Jan.
Yeah, it's a
Oh
really,
my
really long
gosh.
traveling cloud onto you. And yeah, Light
Clint-
404. Yeah?
What's the cloud again that Goku rides?
Kinton Cloud.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, there. The
Yeah.
Kinton Cloud. Actually, shoutouts to Manjin. I feel like he would make that reference actually while he play-by-plays. Anyway, at this point, there's a lot of options for Imperium Pro Team to take. Now that the inhibitor has been taken at the bot side, that leaves Infused in a really vulnerable state, especially at this point. Super minions rushing in. That makes the top side as well open for Imperium Pro Team to take. That means the Baron, or actually the top tier turret, the second tier,
Yeah, it's
the
much,
outer one.
it's
Yep.
much more vulnerable right
Yeah.
now.
So a lot of options actually for Imperium Pro Team, and the gold lead is as well 14k actually, very, very ahead.
20 minutes in, that's
Yeah.
not something that's very ahead. It's greatly ahead.
Snowballing again.
Yeah.
Compare just like the first game, if you think about it.
Definitely.
Bot lane had a really rough time, even the mid as well.
Yeah.
They had attempts to like assassinate Light with 3 people. It did not work. Imperium Pro Team with their fast, with everybody practically on the boots of swiftness. Like everybody's just everywhere at this point. So yeah. The
There you
response.
go. There's the
Full stack.
Sated Devourer being completed. Runaan's Hurricane and Owitz and attack speed all day long for Suez here. He is just looking to rip away.
Whoa!
And he even gets a fadeaway steal there from Hachiza.
They had vision. They had vision, and Imperium Pro Team.
Well, it
did
doesn't
not
matter.
clear
It's
it at all.
Hachiza.
Yeah, that's really cool. So another steal. Deny. Okay, JLC.
JLC here gonna go on to Gertrude. Puts a lot of damage onto him, but of course, JLC just there looking to zone out the top laner of Infused Esports, as looks like the members of Imperium Pro Team now start to surgically dissect at this Baron, looking for the insides, looking for that great juicy Baron buff, and they will find it as JLC is not stopping his onslaught onto Gertrude here. Still has his teleport as well as flash right up. Akil gonna try to support JLC or Gertrude there, but gets sniped from the backside by Hate, gets followed through by Light, and now Imperium Pro Team have opened up a little bit more the top lane to take, as 2 members of Infused Esports are down for the count, and JLC actually looks to teleport or recall back to base and push mid lane with that Baron buff.
Yeah, with Imperium Pro Team's movement, it's just so quick, it's just so precise, it's just so confident. It's just like it's so difficult to keep up. And once they like get you snowballing, it's sort of difficult like to get back into the game. Especially as I said earlier, like you're past your prime laning phase, you already sort of like had difficulties, did not make things work. Akil, step on a trap!
Look at the damage onto Akil. Haste in the hole, not even needed, as he uses the powder keg from the side of Light just to pop the glamour man, the famous man, the fancy Taric there.
Is it me? Or Suez hasn't popped his ult yet? I haven't seen him popped his ult.
I thought you were gonna sing there because like it was a melody. But yeah, that's true. Suez has yet to use his Lamb's Respite, as he doesn't even need to. JLC, this might be the first time that he uses it. He uses it, but JLC not in the range of that ultimate. Gertrude gonna try to use it just to elongate his life. Uses even the Chrono Break to at least dodge away the damage output of Imperium Pro Team. There's Hate getting delivered into the hands of Infused Esports, but is that enough, as the members of Imperium Pro Team are still here with the Baron buff, with the super up minions, and they are knocking onto the next. It's 50%, 40%, and it is going down little by little, ladies and gentlemen. Suez still alive, gets poked out by CXC, but they are still going in onto the Nexus. Light is still alive, pretty damn healthy, but Infused Esports have at least deviated the pressure from their Nexus. Hold that thought, never mind. There's the last hit from Light, and ladies and gentlemen, Imperium Pro Team 2-0 against Infused Esports.
What a dominating performance from Imperium.